Last week, I made a serious video in response to the awful news of Charlie Kirk's shooting. I talked about how political partisanship is pushing people further and further to extremes, and how I believe that the response to a tragedy can sometimes be just as impactful as the original tragedy itself. Well, we're already starting to see the response to this tragedy, and I, for one, don't like the direction we're heading. Now, to be clear, the first wave of the response did seem to be pretty healthy. Major figures on both sides of the political spectrum seemed to be in unanimous agreement, condemning the shooting. It seemed like something that everyone would be able to agree with. But things took a turn for the worse with President Trump's address to the nation, when he told everyone on the left that they were to blame for Charlie Kirk's murder. It wasn't long after that that a website with the soothing title of Exposing Charlie's Murderers was created, with the goal of rounding up anyone who made inappropriate comments related to Charlie Kirk's murder. The goal of this website is a massive campaign to get people who made inappropriate comments fired. The page claims it isn't a doxing website, but it's about to make a lot of information public, like people's real names and where they go to work. Look, these inappropriate comments, these jokes about the murder, people who said that he deserved it, that's awful stuff. That's disgusting, that's gross. But it isn't gonna help anything. It's only gonna make things worse. I mean, think about it. If you already have a chip on your shoulder against conservatives, but then they publicly dox your name and where you go to work and get you fired, well, you're just gonna hate them even more. You also gotta remember that a lot of these people are teenagers. Their brains are not yet fully developed. Now, I know all of you have always been mature, but I know that I've said a lot of things when I was younger that I 100% regret, that I would never say today. Look, if the real point of this campaign is to give businesses information about what their employees have been posting online so that they can make the decision about who they want to hire and fire, that's fine. Employers, of course, have the right to fire people for saying nasty things online. I get that. But as the response to a horrible example of political violence, this seems to me it's just going to result in more violence to more people. And it's going to escalate things further, not move our nation to healing. Well-known conservative commentators like Laura Loomer have been calling for the government to force businesses to fire people for making these comments. Again, I find all of these inappropriate jokes and posts disgusting and offensive, but this is the definition of cancel culture, and I think Republicans are being extremely hypocritical here. Can you imagine if Joe Biden had said all of Republicans are to blame for the death of George Floyd, or to call for a massive crackdown on all inappropriate comments related to this? Now, obviously, the murder of George Floyd and Charlie Kirk are completely different circumstances, but I do remember back then that Republicans were supposed to be the party of free speech. Free speech is important, no matter if it's gross or offensive or downright hateful. We can't allow the First Amendment to be weakened, even if it seems like it's being done for a good reason. Because inevitably, when freedom of speech starts to weaken, it gets easier and easier for persecution to happen. If you're like me and you want to fight against political extremism, then please subscribe. I'm probably going to lose a lot of subscribers from this video, but I'm going to stay consistent to my values, whether they're attacked from the left or the right. Remember, we're all in this together.